Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Today I want to talk to you guys about some Latinx books that I have acquired recently. I may have talked about a few of these already, maybe in a vlog, maybe even in another haul. I don't think so. I've tried to make sure I'm not repeating, but if I am, I love them enough that it merits a second mention. So the first is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. She is the author of... Actually, I think I have it here somewhere. She is the author of Her Body and Other Parties, which is a collection of short stories. And this is a sort of memoir that has a similar tone, I believe, to the short stories. There are, I think, like little vignettes that together are a memoir about a specific relationship and a specific time in her life. It's been getting a lot of buzz. I'm very excited to get to it. Then I got this one, which is Boricua's Influential Puerto Rican Writings, an anthology, which is exactly what this sounds like. It's an anthology of different writings from different famous Puerto Rican authors. So you do have my favorite, Esmeralda Santiago, Martin Espada, Joseph Vasquez, Judith Ortiz Cofer, Ronald Fernandez, Pablo Guzman, people that I really haven't even heard of, but I'm excited to be able to read either their poetry or their essays, etc. Then is one that I actually don't remember what it is about, but when you open it up, it says racism, class, and betrayal collide in this poignant debut novel about restoring the broken bonds of family and friendship. I don't know if this is YA or not, but it's called They Could Have Named Her Anything by Stephanie Jimenez. I saw this in Book Off, which is a used bookstore, for $9, so I said heck yeah. Then I was offered a memoir called At the Narrow Waist of the World by Marlena Maduro Baraf. She is Jewish and Panamanian, and I don't think I've really ever read any book about Panama now that I think about it, so I'm very excited to get to this one. And then I talked about this one in my releases that I was excited about, and it is Chilling Effect by Valeria Valdez, and this is a space opera. So it's a sci-fi Latinx book. Never read one of those, I don't think, so I'm very excited. Then one that you may have heard me talk about in my Latinx Heritage Month vlog part 2, and also again in my anticipated release videos, and it is My Time Among the Whites, Notes from an Unfinished Education by Janine Capo Cruzet, and this is a memoir about her life in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's a daughter of Cuban refugees, and so she talks about her life. Then we have a re-release of Juliet Takes a Breath by Gaby Rivera. I unfortunately, very sadly, have not read this yet. It was originally released, I believe, just as a paperback, and then it was republished as a hardcover and sort of got I think a revamp and more promotion and more marketing, so I'm very excited about it, and I finally decided to pick it up because I had to. Then it's two that I'm pretty sure I've talked about before, and I hopefully haven't talked about them in a haul, but I'm very sorry if I have. And it is Malcriada and Other Stories by Lorraine Avila. So this is short story collections from a Dominican author. And then we have Soledad by Angie Cruz, another Dominican author. I actually don't know what this is about, but I'm gonna but it's, let's see, at 18, Soledad couldn't get away fast enough from her contentious family with their endless tragedies and petty fights. So it'll be about a young Dominican woman and her life. Then we have Taina, the newest novel by Ernesto Quiñones. I read Bodega Dreams by him and did a wrap-up shortly before Latinx Heritage Month started. And I also recommended Bodega Dreams in my Latinx Heritage Month recommendations. And this is about, I think, a young boy a teenager who falls in love with a woman who says that she's a virgin but she's pregnant. Very interested to see how this is going to play out. And it's called Taina. And then I got an ARC from my boss who heard about this while he was in a conference and thought that I would love it. And it is an immigration story, and it is American Dirt by Janine Cummins. I don't know much about it. Then we have Fantasy Island, Colonialism, Exploitation, and the Betrayal of Puerto Rico. Fantasy Island by Ed Morales. He wrote, I believe, Latinx, which I unfortunately have not read yet, but yeah, Latinx, The Latin Beat, and Living in Spanglish. This would be my first Ed Morales, but I hope won't be my last, because that sounds exciting. And like, it's really gonna piss me off, I'm sure. Then we have the second in the trilogy memoir by Esmeralda Santiago, which is called Almost a Woman. So this is the follow-up to When I Was Puerto Rican, which, as you guys know, is one of my favorite books of all time. So this is the follow-up to that. She's a little bit older in this one. It ends with the Turkish Lover, which I don't have yet. Then we have another memoir. I got a lot of nonfiction here, a lot of memoirs. It is Ordinary Girls by Hakira Diaz, and it has been blurred by Julia Alvarez, which is amazing. And she is Puerto Rican. She was born in Puerto Rico. So it's about Puerto Rico and Miami Beach and her life there. And beautiful cover. I love it. I'm very excited about this one. And then I was offered a collection of short stories by Chilean author Paulina Flores. It has been translated by Megan McDowell, and it is called Humiliation, and this is the advanced reader copy for that. And so I think it just talks about her Panamanian identity and Latinidad. Can't get enough of that. So those are all of the books that I have acquired recently, specifically by Latinx authors and about Latinx life and individuals. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought, if I should read any of them relatively quickly, if you're gonna pick them up because now you've heard me talk about them. Yeah, as always, thank you for watching and for listening. I love you guys very much.